The knowledge chest. Knowledge is power. Hi, and welcome to another JAWS lesson. Now, today we are definitely going to cover a whole range of topics. The first thing we're going to cover here today is a little bit more about Windows. So, what is Windows? Windows is an operating system. What is an operating system? It is basically, in short, the force behind what drives everything um, on your PC. So it controls and manages. Think of it as a manager, as a controller, as something that actually assists you in controlling what happens on your PC. Windows was and is built by Microsoft. Other operating systems may be Linux or Mac OS. So we are going to discuss quite a number of things in Windows today. Firstly, now what I would like to start with is the Windows desktop. I'm going to go to the Windows desktop right now.
Windows M desktop folder.
Now, the Windows desktop is mostly basically arranged in columns and and you can move in between all the apps on your desktop by using the up and down arrow keys and the left arrow or the right arrow keys. So I'm gonna just press the home key to get to the first app here.
Home recycle bin.
It's the recycle bin. And what is the recycle bin? If we use the JAWS command, which is then JAWS key and tab, let's do that.
Folder view list view recycle bin 1 of 30 to move to items use the arrow keys to edit the selected item press F2 contains the files and folders that you have deleted.
Contains the files and folders that you have deleted. Okay, so if you have deleted something, then you send it to the recycle bin. If you press the delete key, we'll go into that quite shortly when we do Windows and some Windows keystrokes. But the point is that the desktop is arranged in two apps that you can move to by using your left arrow key or right arrow key. I'm going to do that now. I'm going to press my right arrow key.
Microsoft Edge.
There it goes.
Balabalka. Internet Download Manager.
Okay, so I'm going to just do my left arrow a few times.
Microsoft Edge. Recycle bin.
And a down arrow.
FS Reader 3.0.
And an up arrow.
Recycle bin.
So there you have it. You can then definitely move around on your desktop using your arrow keys. Now Windows is laid out in it's different on every PC. So what you will hear on my machine will definitely not be the same on your machine. It might be very different. But we are going to look at some concepts which definitely are the same in Windows 10 and in Windows 11. And even if you use it this way, it will definitely still work, even though you may be using Windows 10 and I'm using Windows 11. So what I want to show you now is that there are several ways to get to things. Now, if you followed the NVDA lessons, those of you who maybe did will also know that I have even dealt with this in NVDA. But we're dealing with JAWS today. So, the first thing I want to show you quickly is how to change the volume of your sound card, your system sounds, your sound card. So if there are two um, kinds of volumes that you can change on the fly and quickly. You can change your JAWS volume, or you can change your system volume. Now I know that you can change individual volumes of your system sounds, etc., in when you go to your sound settings. But often I want to just maybe make JAWS a bit softer, or, or change my system sounds. So I'm going to just show you a quick way. You do JAWS key space,
Space.
and then a V for volume,
V. Volume.
and then you have an option S for system.
S. System.
So I can now use my page up and page down.
90%. 80%. 90%. 100%.
Okay, and then I can just press the PC cursor just to get out of that menu there.
PC.
So now I'm going to do a JAWS key space again,
Space.
a V for volume,
V. Volume.
and a J for JAWS.
J. JAWS.
Now I can use my page up and my page down keys again.
90%. 80%. 90%. 100%.
So now what I've done there is I've then changed the volume of only JAWS. If music or something was playing, then that volume would not have changed. Only my synthesizer voice volume, my JAWS volume, would have changed. The second thing I want to show you today is how to quickly get to a system tray. Now, it all depends what version of Windows you are running. The system tray sits where it sits, but in Windows 11, according to me, it's a bit long to get there. But with JAWS, there's a special keystroke to get to a system tray, and that keystroke is JAWS key and F11. JAWS key and F11. Let's do that and see what happens.
Select the system tray icon dialog list box. Show hidden icons. 1 of 9.
Now, I have 9 items in my system tray. You may have others, and it may differ. So let's use this as an example. Let's go down to the speakers icon if I have one. Let's see.
Privacy apps using tray input indicator network 3 BLO volume speakers left parent Realtek high definition audio right parent 100%.
I want you to just take note here what happens. I moved with my arrow keys, my down arrow key. I moved down and it moved as if in a list view. So if I tab,
Right single click button Alt plus R.
then it will be as if I put the mouse down there and clicked right.
Left single click button Alt plus L.
I tabbed again and I landed on left single click. If I tab again,
Left double click button Alt plus D.
it would be as if I would perform a double click.
Cancel button.
There's the cancel button.
List box volume speakers left parent Realtek high definition audio right parent 100.
Now I can press enter there and it will launch the volume control. But let's see what happens if I do a right click?
Right single click button, Alt plus R. Enter. Troubleshoot sound problems, 1 of 3, T.
I am placed in a menu with loads of options where I can tab through it.
Open volume mixer, 2 of 3, O.
I'm using my arrow keys because tab doesn't seem to work there now, but I can use my up and down arrow keys.
Sound settings, 3 of 3, S.
And I am in sound settings.
Open volume mixer, 2 of 3, O.
Or I can open my volume mixer, or I can troubleshoot sound problems if I had it.
Escape, leaving menus.
I have pressed escape. Let us go into the system tray once again.
Select the system tray icon. Network 3 BLO, volume speakers left pair.
Now, I want to
Right single click,
tab,
left single click button, Alt plus L.
and I want to left single click and see what happens.
Enter. Windows shall experience host.
Now, there's basically a list or a folder list view that opens. Let's see where it takes us.
Quick settings, all settings button. Wi-Fi button checked, 1 of 6.
Here, it opens some settings where you can even go to Wi-Fi,
Bluetooth button checked, 2 of 6.
Bluetooth,
Flight mode button not checked, 3. Accessibility button, 5 of 6. Project button, 6 of 6.
and I am moving through this using my arrow keys. I can even tab.
Manage Wi-Fi connections button.
So if I land on,
Wi-Fi button checked, 1 of 6.
then I can tab and I can
Manage Wi-Fi connections button.
manage that.
Brightness left right slider, 11.
So
Escape.
what did I want to show you here? I'm going to close that
Alt F4, shut down Windows.
by pressing
Escape, task.
the Alt F4 there. Excuse me just a moment. So what did I want to show you there? I wanted to show you that there are many ways and many things that will happen if we use the system tray. Now, in as much as that, even we can use the system tray in checking our Wi-Fi status, our connection and stuff. But what I want to show you is another handy little keystroke. It is JAWS key Shift and B for Bravo. JAWS key Shift and B. If we do that,
AC connected, battery level : high, battery 100%, network 3 BLONDZ 5 grams, internet access, tail scale, no internet.
so what happens here is when you press JAWS key and Shift and B for Bravo, it tells you that, or it tells me that I am connected to AC power, that I'm fully charged, and it also tells me that I am connected to a Wi-Fi network, to my internet. That is the wonderful thing about the JAWS key Shift and B for Bravo. The last thing I want to show you today is a keystroke that will take you to the various apps that are running on your machine. Now, usually we would see that in the task view, but I'm going to do the JAWS key F10. JAWS key F10. Let's do that.
Window list dialog, running applications list box, OBS 29.1.
So I'm running the OBS Studio, which I'm using to record. And
OBS 29.
at the moment, that's the only app that I'm running. So I can press Tab.
Only include on top Windows checkbox not checked, Alt.
And I can get various settings here.
Switch to button, Alt plus S.
But if I tab again or I press Alt S, then I can switch to that relevant app. So if I would land on an app that I want to open, I could press Alt plus S or just the Enter key and it'll switch to that app. Then I will be in that app quickly. Let's do that.
Enter OBS 20.
There it goes. I am in the app as quickly as 1, 2, 3. Well, this was definitely a very fruitful and a very enlightening JAWS lesson because we discussed many keystrokes, and I understand that it will take time for you folks to memorize everything, but maybe not. Maybe you know all these things, who knows? But even if you do, it's always good to refresh. So practice them if you don't, and practice them if you do. Stay well until the next video. The knowledge chest. Knowledge is power.